Welcome to the Education Exchange. I'm your host, Superintendent Jeremy Calles here at the Tolleson Union High School District. Today, we are going to talk about Callahan Care. And to tee off this conversation, I have a couple of guests with me. They'll go ahead and introduce themselves. Connor, I'll let you go first.
Howdy, my name is Connor Froysland, and I'm the founder and CEO of Callahan Care.
I'm Areli Parra. I'm the school social worker at Westview High School.
All right, now, so for the benefit of our listeners, because some people watch video, but we have plenty who listen to us, I want to describe the room we're in right now. So we are in a full-size classroom that is covered in closet space that has clothes ranging anywhere from the little ones all the way to the big teenagers. We got shoes lined up all along the bottom. Got some bicycles over in a corner. We have prom dresses. We have suits for our teenagers who maybe are taking those in the prom dresses. A lot of stuff here available for families. How about you guys tell me how this all came together? Connor, you want to go ahead and lead that off?
Sure. So Callahan Care partners with districts all across Arizona. And at this point in time, I believe Tolleson Union High School District was our 5th ever district partner. It all came together at a GCU event where we were going and just speaking about what we do and the services that we provide to school districts. When TUHSD then approached us, we built our first open store at Sierra Linda. And then this was our second ever open store within TUHSD. So what goes into building a store is us putting together a 3D concept. So coming here and getting measurements of the space, taking pictures, putting together a 3D concept of the entire space of what we're hoping to accomplish with it. So every store that we put together has a different vibe. This one we were going for kind of a more cafe style, especially with the seating area. Once the 3D concept is put together, we send it over to Areli and the team over within Tolleson Union. And once it's approved, we come here, we build everything. There's about 750 articles of clothing for families to come in here, get for free. There's a food section. Also, everything in here is free of charge. And everything is inventoried so that way we can restock all of the items that are taken in and out of the store monthly.
Nice. And Areli, what do you think about how it all came together, and how much did you get to weigh in on how everything was laid out in this room?
The whole process was honestly seamless. Connor does a good job at including the team to make sure that the vision, and the vision of Westview was incorporated into the idea of the closet. And so I feel very lucky to be able to share this with our students, our families, our staff, because like Connor was saying, there's so many pieces of clothing, shoes, and the food pantry where our families can just access whatever it is that they need on any given time.
Now, managing all of this, how exactly is all of that done? How do those logistics come together to make sure that as things are going out, you know what to restock, when we have spikes and maybe the food pantry needs a little bit more space this upcoming week? Like, how are you managing keeping this place supplied for our families?
Well, there's kind of 2 different ways that we manage the inventory, right? So we have on every single article of clothing, along with all of the food, we have scanning codes. So we use code 128, which allows for us to assign various codes to each one of the different items that are within all of our stores. Every store has access to a computer along with our inventory system. So it's as simple as scanning the items. As soon as those items are scanned, the transaction is processed, and then that alerts us that it's time to restock those items again on that monthly basis.
Now, for our families, so if you're a family, you're out there, you could use a little extra support, but you don't know if this support is available for you. What exactly does that process look like for a family when they're thinking like, yes, I could use some support. I don't know if I qualify for getting that support. Like, what do they have to go through in terms of being able to come here to the closet and be able to use the closet and get some of the supports that are available?
Yeah, so that's a great question. And typically when families are referred to us or when a teacher is made aware that there is a need, when we have communication with our families or when we connect with them, we want to make sure that we really just promote all of the resources and the supports that we do have on campus, right? We know that families can be put in a very, very vulnerable position when it comes to sharing what they're currently going through. And so instead of us probing or asking a million questions because they have a lot on their plate already, we want to make sure we just pitch all of our resources in advance so that if something, they feel that they can benefit from one of the resources, they have the control and the autonomy to really ask for that themselves. And so we have a lot of families that once we let them know or make them aware of Callahan Closet, they immediately are like, can we come take a look at it? Is my student able to come in? I'm like, absolutely. So I give them a little bit more detail and let them know that it is confidential and that one of our trusted staff can walk the student through it. if they don't really know our support team and they have a teacher who they feel more connected to, we ask the teacher to also bring them in because there's more of a rapport there. So we really try to tread lightly when it comes to maintaining our family's confidentiality and dignity.
Now, this partnership with Callahan Care is still fairly new, and then and this area that's opened up at Westview is still fairly new. But are there any stories from families that have already participated? Anything you'd like to share of like those touching moments of like some of those feel good moments for you when you see how you're able to help someone?
Yeah, there's a few different stories that I kind of want to talk about of families specifically being helped in Tolleson. There's two e-bikes have been requested for us in partnership with GCU City Serve along with Electric, where GCU City Serve they received 600 e-bikes from Electric, and they go through, they revamp all of the e-bikes, and then we're able to give that out to families in need. So there were two students who were having trouble with transportation to and from school. And Areli was able to request those e-bikes through us. We delivered one of them to one of the other students, and then we're dropping off another one of those e-bikes today just to ensure those students have the transportation to get to and from. But I also want to point out just being able to go to and see the families' reactions to the e-bikes. Oftentimes they think they're just getting a regular bike. So the surprise on their face is immense when you show up with a $1,200 to $1,400 electronic bike that gets them to and from, which is pretty amazing.
Oh, it sounds amazing.
I also want to give Connor credit, though, because we had another family who needed furnishing. They got placed into a brand new home, right? It was a great opportunity for them and the family. But Connor was able to supply the family with furniture for their new home. And so it's not just clothing that they offer, it's also outsourcing to other agencies to get bedding and couches and whatever the family needs for their home to make it a home.
So really, it's just about the families communicating what that need is and giving you the opportunity to see if that's a need you can suffice, especially when they don't see it already here present, that there are still other resources to go out and take care of those needs.
100%. And I really want to make this as clear as possible that if a family needs help or if somebody needs help, just come and reach out. Don't think that we won't have the resource. Meaning, again, we have all of the basic essentials and necessities that people need located at the store. But we understand that there's so many more needs for families beyond what's present here. So that's where we work with the different agencies. That's where the delivery system comes in. That's where the resource section comes in. So if a family needs medical care, dental care, mental health help for a discounted rate, or some of the agencies we work with supply it for free. So if families just need help, the first step is reaching out. And I understand, I've been through that myself. The hardest part is reaching out. And we just want to say, I think I speak for Areli, that we're here to help. And if a family comes in and they reach out, they're never going to be turned away. We're going to help them to our best capabilities.
That's amazing that you're able to help so many of our families. Now, in order for you to continue to be able to help some of our families, I got to imagine that on the back end, you also need support and help from businesses. I know you have an event coming up here at the end of the month. Do you want to talk a little bit about that event and how that event's going to play out?
Yeah, so we're doing the community give back event. So this is our way of just trying to create a supportive community within the Tolleson area. And this supportive community, we're just looking at businesses or families who are willing to donate to put a hand on the community around them and just put a hand on this area. There's so many people struggling, and we're just hoping that we can bring people to this event to talk about what's going on in the area, along with potentially talking about sponsoring some of the various stores and sponsoring this event in general.
Now, for those businesses that do want to get involved, that they believe in your cause, they believe in you helping out our families, and they also want to be a part of that, what kind of support can they provide? Is it just monetary, or if they have goods and services that they offer? You mentioned that you have some dentists and others that are already on call. Could you use more supports like that, of that nature, where you have businesses that are pledging to give services for some of your referrals?
100%. Monetary is always great, and monetary is 100% necessary for us to continue to build out the programs that we're building out. But like you said, in-kind donations along with service donations are also important when it comes to our systems. if any businesses, nonprofits, or regular businesses are looking to continue to provide for the community, but they don't have the money to be able to financially give, we would love to expand our resource section to provide more for the families who are in need. Or if they're looking at donating hygiene products, that's always a big one that's so difficult for us to get, or canned food or anything along those lines. We accept those donations. We can send somebody with a truck to come and pick it up. We take it back to our warehouse, inventory everything, make sure that everything's clean and none of the canned food's expired, and then we look to distribute that to the Tolleson community. So any way that one of these businesses or nonprofits or families can give back is always a way that we're looking to increase the amount of support being given to the community.
Now, I got to imagine that some of the supports that you seek out can be somewhat seasonal. We're already past the holidays, the main holidays, where I imagine there's a big push for food. But, we're getting into the springtime now. Is there anything that's a big push during the springtime that you're trying to see if you can get donations in on? Anything you can think of that our families need at this time of year? Like what is the trending thing right now for people that are like wanting to help, they're wanting to give, the items that you guys need the most?
So definitely going into summer break, a lot of what our families can benefit from our food resources. Summer break can be a very long time frame for families who don't qualify for specific programs to get some of those needs met. So whether if it's food resources, especially hygiene, because they don't have access to our sites, although our schools might be open for summer camps or summer schools, we want to make sure that our families can go home with some of those resources so they don't have to try to go to and from.
All right. Now, this area here looks amazing. I know we have some similar type areas across several of our campuses, but we don't have them at all of our campuses yet. And I got to imagine this is a resource we want to be able to provide for all of our families, supports we want to make available throughout the district. What are the plans for expansion beyond the schools that we already have?
So we have two different sites that are locked in, one which is Copper Canyon and the other one at La Jolla. Right now, the Community Give Back event, it's being held at Copper Canyon, which is the next site that we're planning on building at. So yeah, we're looking at Copper Canyon for the next location and building it out around 2 weeks after the Community Give Back event. So if any businesses are interested in sponsoring that Community Give Back event, what we're also doing is looking at sponsors for the store. So having their logo propped up in the store and just showing the hand that they're giving back to the community. And then if they do end up donating a large monetary amount, potentially having them, we're planning on doing a ribbon cutting as well. So potentially having them speak at the ribbon cutting ceremony and just, again, showing their impact on the community.
So as we look at expanding, is there a certain target number to be able to create a setup similar to this one that we're in right now at our remaining two campuses?
Yeah, so to get into the thick of it, one store costs us around $12,500 to put up, including all of the furniture and all of that type of stuff that you see here. And then building out, it still costs us a few $1,000s to keep running. So with us looking at building two different stores, our target goal is around $25,000 to $30,000.
All right. Well, we definitely want to make sure we keep pushing for those in our community, the business owners and others, to be able to come out to that event and help create those supports, because these are definitely something that's very valuable for all of our families in need. And to be able to take care of the La Jolla area as well as the Copper Canyon area would be tremendous. Now, we've talked a little bit earlier about this Give Back event that's coming at the end of the month. Can you give more details on that? How do people get registered? What is the date, time, location, and let them know about the event?
Yeah, so people can register. There's a QR code that's circling around the district through flyers. I'm hoping, can we add something in the link in the description? Perfect. So there'll be a link in the description for people to register as well. They can also go to our website. It's www.callahancare, CALLAHANCARE.org, where the information will be posted up there as well. It is at 6 o'clock at Copper Canyon. So again, I would love if they could join us there.
Now, for those who do come out and give at the event, knowing that they're giving from their heart and the main reason why they're giving is to help families, but still, for those who are giving, is there tax credits that they get back for giving? How exactly does that work?
So for businesses, we are a 501c3 organization, so it'll help businesses on their taxes for donating to us. But specifically for families and individuals who are filing. We are a qualified charitable organization, which means we're a dollar for dollar tax credit. I believe for individuals, it's between $43 to $50 a month that they can donate. And then for people who are filing joint, it's $90 to $100 a month that they can donate to receive that dollar for dollar tax credit. And it is stackable with the school tax credit as well.
Well, that'll definitely make it easier for them to be able to give then. Any final thoughts for those who are either thinking about coming in here to see the resources that are available and see if there are resources that they could use, or for those who are thinking about attending the Give Back event?
So I can, if you want to take for people who have the resources, then I can go with the people who are considering coming to the Give Back.
For it.
You can go first.
So on our end, honestly, I just tell our students and families to just ask. Ask if there is a need. And like Connor mentioned earlier, we will do what we can to make sure that the family gets the resources that their family is in need of at the moment.
And then for those who are considering coming to the Community Give Back event, please join us. I mean, that's simply what it is. We're catering the entire event. So it's free food. If you bring your kids, there will be people there who can watch over your kids as you're participating in the Community Give Back event, along with raffles going on. Even if you're not 100% sure as to whether or not you want to help us support the families around Tolleson, just come learn more about what we're doing. And I promise you, by the end of the night, you're going to want to help support the communities in Tolleson. So I just want to say thank you.
Definitely some great value in there. And I appreciate everything that you guys are doing for all of our families in our community. And we appreciate our listeners for tuning in once again to the Education Exchange, where we aim to enlighten our parents and empower our students. We look forward to seeing you again next time.
Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode of the Education Exchange. Have a question or want to be a guest on our podcast? Email podcast@tuhsd.org for more information. Missed an episode? Catch all seasons of the Education Exchange on your favorite streaming platforms or at www.tuhsd.org/podcast. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week for another episode of the Education Exchange.